And next video that we're going to look at is dealing with isosceles triangles and finding missing heights on them because of Pythagorean theorem. So on this particular diagram, we have an isosceles triangle and we are missing ultimately the altitude or height. We're missing that x distance. We do know that if both of these lengths, these legs on the isosceles triangle are the same, 9 centimeters, we know that x has to be a perpendicular bisector, which means that 14 is going to be divided by 2. And now we have the hypotenuse, the C, on the isosceles triangle, on the right triangle on the left side here, excuse me. And we have the B, which would be 7, the leg here. So real quick calculation. I know that x has to be something smaller than 9, so this is a subtraction Pythagorean theorem. I'm finding a missing leg. 9 squared is 81, 7 squared is 49. 81 minus 49 leaves 32. And then I can quickly double check that I am correct with square root of 32. Happens to be about 5.66 or 5.7, depending on how Khan Academy or whatever tells you to round to the nearest hundredth with 5.66 or nearest tenth with 5.7. If I throw those back into Pythagorean theorem and double check things, 5.66 squared plus 7 squared, grab a calculator, it is very, very close to 9 after rounding. So I know that that's correct. And what this will look like on Khan Academy right now, that 8 is being divided by 2. So I have 8 squared and 4 squared. And just so that way, anyone who struggles with 8 squared is 64 and 4 squared is 16. What I would do on a calculator is 8 squared, 64, jot that number down. The 8 divided by 2 gave me 4, so 4 squared ends up being 16. And then the last part is that 64 minus 16 gives me 48. I want the square root of 48. And just so that way I can visualize the number as well, it's 6.9. That is the only number that really kind of makes sense here. X has to be smaller than 8. So the last answer choice is out. Square root of 96 is going to be too big. It's bigger than 8, and there's no way that x is bigger than 8. And square root of 16 is going to be exactly 4. So that x distance, the only answer choice that makes sense, is the square root of 48. As always, hope the video helps out. Hopefully it speeds things up for you, and you're able to attempt a quiz at